Question numero uno. A while ago, I think it was in CU, Charlie made the statement that conversation, it's often cheesiest stuff that brings connection. I'm starting to find it as I sit with myself. It's very often stuff that I think is silly or too simple for me is often the stuff that's affecting my life or driving me to affect other people's lives. If that's something Charlie remembers saying, how do you guys feel about that wisdom? And does both Henry and Charlie have experience similar to that? If so, how did you figure out that was the area to focus on?
Well, I'm hearing two things. What I'm saying in CU is that particularly the initial getting to know you phase of conversation is often just about silliness. People come in, what do you do? How did you like that? What was your this? They act very literal questions. But what I'm talking about in CU is, this is dumb, but it's like, what do you do? I'm a professional hopscotch player. It's like, messing around, playing. That is often where people build rapport.
I can see this being a better, with a little bit new update being really, really useful. Because I think the piece you say, like, I don't know if you say it in there, I haven't watched in a while, the be silly aspect, transform into like why it's pleasurable to do so for yourself, could really drive home it's pleasurable for both people. And I think there's like a be silly so that the other person likes you. And then there's the be silly because it's enjoyable to have joy.
Yeah. Well, so that's what's in CU is it's that idea that particularly people get nervous because they're around somebody who they're trying to impress and they engage with them on a very literal level. Then they go next to their friends and they joke immediately. And it's like, this is not simply a consequence of you being friends. This is how you became friends. And you need to remember that. So one of the ways in which I was able to get close to my, boss's boss's boss when I was at the company was by not being literal with them, was by joking around, was by implying that they went out drinking heavily over the weekend, which I knew they didn't. And he would come in, tired on Monday morning. I'd be like, heavy weekend of drinking, eh? Or something like that. And he would laugh. That sort of stuff. There's a second thing here, which he's saying, in my life, I find that small things often drive me, which is, I'm imagining to be like, I'm surprised at the seemingly meaningless inputs that motivate me to do or not do something, like a glance that someone gave me making me not want to interact with them, or that's how I'm understanding that aspect.
Yeah, I'm confused by your sentence. So I'll read it one more time so you're confused with me. I'm starting to find that as I sit with myself, it's very often stuff that I think is silly or too simple for me is often the stuff that's affecting my life or driving me to affect other people's lives.
Okay, I think I understand. And here's how I'm going to interpret it. One of the defenses that we have against pain, discomfort, and fear that we'll do something that brings us social shame is by saying that's beneath me or stupid or silly. So for instance, people use the phrase all the time, yeah, but like, I know I can't be mad about that, but, right? And it's just, they're trying to take this thing that actually deeply impacts them and put it beneath them because they think it'll help them maintain composure and control and fit in better with other people. And so they adopt a perspective of, oh, that was so small. That was silly. Yeah, my dad spanked me, but that's stupid. You know what I mean? Like, who cares? Like, that was 30 years ago. Or
the shoulds come up. Well, I did it
with being molested. That wasn't a big deal. That was 20 years ago. That was like, there's this distance that we put between us and the raw experience of things. And so that's how I'm understanding what you're saying here, which is not what I was referring to in CU, but that's also another psychological habit that a lot of us have, which is in making our actual motivations small so that we stop looking, so that we stop touching them, so that we stop feeling them, so that we don't cry about something that doesn't matter or get angry about something that we shouldn't be mad about. Now, if you want better friendships and a stronger social life, we actually built a program around how to connect with people quickly and be someone that they genuinely want around. Here's what one student had to say about it. I was always a party killer. After completing the course, I'm already called the life of the party, and old school mates tell me I'm a completely different person. The course is called Charisma University. Tens of thousands of students have gone through it. It's 30 days long, fully guaranteed. And if you don't think it was worth it, there's a full refund available right inside the program. Link is on the screen and in the description. Hope you decide to join.